If you have the mentality, I have to get this girl's number, then you're essentially saying, I need to get this girl so I can feel good about myself. All right, guys, we got an interesting video today. We are on our grind lately, and we're gonna keep that train rolling. So in this video, Chris, my marketing manager of Raw Dating Advice, is gonna be rapid fire asking me questions that got submitted to us via responses from the guys on the email newsletter when a few days ago we asked, what are some of the sticking points that you guys are currently struggling with? And so today we're gonna be answering those questions. Here's the catch. I have 30 seconds to answer each question. That way we can get through all of them, and we're gonna challenge me to do that. And so to do that, Chris has a timer, and we're gonna play a dinging sound. You wanna play the sound so everybody knows what the sound sounds like? Play that sound. All right, so when we hear the ding, I have to stop the answer. So I have to give you the most concise and actionable value possible in those 30 seconds. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Hit me with that first question, Chris.
First question, how do you keep high interest in a girl that you can't meet over text given the situation now?
So how do you get a girl to be continually interested in you even though you can't meet her? You gotta send her what is called radar texts, which are value-giving texts that give her good emotion when she sees your name pop up on her phone. That way you stay on her radar. Also, you should be active on your social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever media platform that you interact with. You gotta be staying out there, you gotta be omnipresent, so that way, even if you're not actively hitting her up, you're still uploading stories that are emotionally relevant to her. Does that make sense?
Next question, not sure how to know if she's DTF.
Bro, if you don't know, then you are not doing your job as a man, making this interaction man to woman. AKA, if you both were magically teleported to another room where there happened to be a bed and nobody else around and the doors were closed, would it make sense for you guys to start making out or not? If you can't answer that question with an obvious yes, then you're not doing a good job with your sub-communications to make her feel the tension and make her understand that this is a man to woman interaction. Is that at the time? Yes!
Next question, giving interactions a sexual vibe and sexually escalating.
So how do you make that vibe more sexual? This is a good follow-up question from the last one. The way you do it, I create the bubble. So non-verbally, you're holding eye contact. And if you want her to get turned on, you want her to feel those emotions of being turned on around you. And the way you do that is you get turned on first. So when you hold the eye contact, you hold the seductive gaze, which is secret number 3 from my book, 107 Proven Ways to Get the Girl. And when you talk to her with a seductive gaze, then it naturally creates that tension non-verbally between you and her. That way she'll feel the vibes. Know what I'm saying?
Next question. For me, it's being heard and not ignored, creating a positive impact around the people I interact with.
So the first step to creating a positive impact with the people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis is definitely first making sure you have that intent, which sounds like you do have the intent to be giving value when you have interactions. But also know that the last emotion someone feels around you, so if you guys end the conversation in an awkward silence, that's gonna be how they remember you, because that's the last emotion they felt around you. So be a master at leaving the interactions on a high note. I like to do it by teasing her playfully right at the end.
I cannot get over my ex of 33 years. Tried it all. No one should be done that way.
If I understand it correctly, your number one sticking point is that you can't get over your ex from 33 years ago or ex of 33 years. Either way, it's in the past. And what you gotta do is you're right now, understand that you are in scarcity with women. You need abundance. And if you can't get over your ex and it was 33 years ago, therapy. But if it's your ex of 33 years, the best way to get over her is by getting on to someone else. Does that make sense? Create abundance in your life.
Next question, how to make girls want to hang out with you a lot?
You gotta make sure that she's getting some value out of hanging out with you, right? If you have the mentality, I have to get this girl's number, I have to get that notch on my bedpost, then you're essentially saying, I need to get this girl so I can feel good about myself. At the end of the day, if that's how you feel and you feel like you're almost pulling one over on her just by her hanging out with you, then she's not gonna wanna keep hanging out with you because it's not a win-win. So think more about what value am I bringing to the table and how is this a win-win for both of us?
Next question. I'm too nice and big-hearted. I need to change that for sure. And I have a lot of trouble approaching women.
I'm gonna make a guess about you. You probably think that when you approach a girl, you are imposing on her time. And just like the last question, if you feel like you're too nice to impose on another girl's time, then what you're really feeling like is I'm not valuable enough to approach that girl. So start thinking, how can I understand that I need to be bringing value to the table? And also, how do I understand what kind of value I have? You got to actually internally reflect, what kind of value do I offer to the table? I'll tell you what, right now, you're into personal development. You're into improving yourself. If you improve yourself, then naturally you're becoming more valuable just by the simple nature that you are actively improving yourself and improving your mindset by watching videos like this, and understand that you are bringing value to the table. And when you do approach a girl, you're not imposing on your time, on her time, and you can still be charming and still do that shit. I went over time, but fuck it, you need to hear that shit. Next question.
My age, dude. I'm 53, but my dick doesn't realize yet.
All right, so your age is your sticking point. I would say if you believe your age is your sticking point, then it is. But if you don't believe your age is your sticking point, then it isn't your sticking point. Moral of the story is, it's whatever story you're telling yourself. And right now, if you think that's the number one thing holding you back, then you haven't met the motherfuckers that I go out with who are in their 50s, and some of my clients who are in their 60s, one of them who's even in their 70s, and they are approaching girls who are half their age, girls who are my age or younger, and they're crushing it with these girls, because to them, age is no number, or age is no thing, it's just a number to them. And just because they're 53, if they don't feel 53 like you don't feel 53, then it shouldn't be that big of a deal to you, because it's all about what kind of energy you bring into the table and what kind of energy are you giving off. Are you giving off that my energy sucks and I can't be with you because I'm 53? Or are you saying I'm 53, I got the world experience behind me and I'm just bringing all this youthful energy to this interaction? Either way, that's my opinion on that situation. Is that the last question?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that was interesting. I went overtime on a couple of them, but surprisingly, I was able to give you guys the value that was required in the 30 seconds. So if some of you guys want to see me elaborate more on these questions or some of these topics that we hit on briefly in this video, then just understand that yes, we are starting to do a little bit more longer form content. I'm gonna start a podcast here soon. You guys are gonna see how this room evolves into an actual media studio. So let us know in the comments below what questions or what topics that we covered today do you wanna see us go a little bit deeper on. Let us know in the comments below. Leave us a like if you got any value from this. Peace out.